You know those moments, those strange, almost magical moments that feel like way more than just a coincidence? The kind that make you think there's some hidden connection weaving through everything? Well, today, we're diving deep into what's behind these meaningful coincidences.
I mean, it's that uncanny feeling, right? You're thinking about an old friend you haven't spoken to in ages, and suddenly your phone rings, and it's them. Or you're humming a song you haven't heard in years, and what happens? It comes on the radio. It just stops you in your tracks and makes you go, wait, what just happened?
Exactly. It feels personal. It feels significant. Not just some random thing, but like you're perfectly in sync with something way bigger. And it turns out there's actually a name for this exact feeling.
Yep, that feeling has a name. Synchronicity. And trust me, it offers a totally fascinating new way of looking at these incredible moments in our lives.
So what is it, really? At its core, synchronicity is basically a meaningful coincidence. It's when two totally separate things happen at the same time. And while one didn't physically cause the other, the connection between them feels incredibly important to you.
The whole idea was brought to us by the brilliant Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. He called it an Acausal Connecting Principle. Now, I know that sounds super complicated, but all it really means is that there's a connection that exists without a direct cause and effect link.
And that little word, acausal, that is the absolute key. It challenges our most basic ideas about how the world is supposed to work. It asks us to look beyond simple A causes B logic. Think about it. We're all taught to see the world through cause and effect. I push a domino, and because I pushed it, it falls. Simple. But synchronicity, it plays by different rules. You thinking of your friend didn't physically make their finger dial your number. The two events are connected not by physics, but by meaning.
So, where can you actually see this in your own life? Honestly, it's probably happening a lot more than you think. Let's look at a few classic examples.
Okay, have you ever been really struggling with a problem and you just kind of flip open a book to a random page and bam, the exact advice you needed is staring right back at you? Or maybe you meet a total stranger, have a quick chat, and something they say just completely unlocks the solution to a huge life decision? These are perfect examples of synchronicity at work.
And hey, what about the whole thing with seeing 11:11 on the clock? For so many people, seeing a specific number over and over feels like a little nudge from the universe, a small sign that, yep, you're on the right track.
But to really feel the power of this, there's nothing better than a story. So let me share a short one that just perfectly captures how one single meaningful coincidence can change absolutely everything.
So picture this. There's a young woman and she's feeling completely lost, just overwhelmed and hopeless. She's sitting all alone in a park, thinking to herself, I wish someone would show me a sign. Tell me what to do. And at that exact moment, a little kid, a total stranger, just walks right up to her and says, Sister, don't give up. Mom says everything will be okay. Just like that. For her, those simple words were a direct, almost impossible answer to the silent question she just put out into the universe. So, this wasn't some kind of grand miracle. It was a synchronicity. The child's words and her inner thoughts, they weren't linked by cause and effect. But the way they intersected in that one moment created this powerful, personal meaning that gave her exactly the hope she needed to keep going. So what's the big takeaway here? You know, understanding synchronicity isn't just about noticing fun little coincidences. It could actually change the way we see our lives and our connection to the entire world. When you really start to embrace this idea, it teaches you three pretty profound things. First, it helps you accept that life doesn't always run on simple, predictable logic. Second, it gets you open to the idea that maybe, just maybe, the universe is sending us signals and hints all the time. And finally, it helps you realize that if we just pay attention, the answers we're searching for are often hidden right there in front of us, in the most ordinary moments.
By just being a little more open, a little more aware, you might start seeing these amazing connections everywhere. So I'll leave you with this question. What signs has the universe been sending you? What meaningful coincidences are out there, just waiting for you to notice?